The dream of a new arm, could we really do it? What if you lost a finger in a rather unfortunate incident involving a kitchen mandolin? It happens. Or perhaps a whole arm, maybe in a less domestic, more dramatic scenario. Right now, that's a permanent problem, a lifelong adjustment. But what if it wasn't? What if your body could just grow it back? A brand new, fully functional finger, or even an entire limb sprouting forth like a determined houseplant. Researchers are genuinely poking around in our DNA looking for clues. They are exploring the very building blocks of life to see if there's a hidden switch, a forgotten instruction manual for regrowing bits of ourselves. Imagine a future where a severe injury doesn't mean a lifetime of limitation. Instead, it means a period of healing, followed by the astonishing sight of new flesh and bone knitting themselves together. Nature, it turns out, is already quite good at this regeneration business. We just need to pay closer attention to its star pupils. Take the axolotl, for instance. This perpetually smiling salamander from Mexico is a regeneration superstar. It can regrow not just its tail or legs, but also parts of its heart, its spinal cord, and even bits of its brain. If an axolotl loses a limb, it doesn't just form a stump and call it a day. Oh no, it gets busy, meticulously rebuilding the missing part, bone by bone, muscle by muscle, nerve by nerve, until it's good as new. So what's their secret? How do these creatures perform such biological miracles while we humans are stuck with scars and missing pieces? The answer lies deep within their cells, specifically with something called blastema cells. When an axolotl is injured, nearby cells sort of de-differentiate. They forget what they were, skin, muscle, whatever, and become these amazing, versatile blastema cells. These cells are like a biological clean slate, capable of becoming any type of cell needed to rebuild the lost part. They gather at the injury site and start dividing and differentiating, following a precise genetic blueprint to recreate the missing structure perfectly. Imagine stepping into a hospital of the future, a place where the words organ transplant waiting list are a relic of the past. If human regeneration became a reality, the landscape of medicine would be utterly transformed, almost beyond recognition. Patients needing a new kidney, liver, or even a heart wouldn't have to endure the agonizing wait for a compatible donor. Instead, their own bodies could be stimulated to grow a replacement organ, perfectly matched and readily accepted. This would eliminate the risk of rejection and the need for lifelong immunosuppressant drugs, which carry their own host of problems and side effects. The treatment for catastrophic injuries would also undergo a revolution. Victims of severe burns could regrow their own skin seamlessly and without the extensive scarring that current grafting techniques often leave behind. Section 4, the regeneration racket, when good limbs go bad. Now, let's pause our utopian daydream for a moment and consider the other side of the coin. As with any powerful technology, the ability for humans to regrow limbs and organs wouldn't exist in a vacuum. Society, with all its complexities and imperfections, would have to grapple with this newfound power, and the results might not always be pretty. What happens when the ability to regenerate body parts falls into the hands of those with less than noble intentions? One shudders to think, but think we must, because it's part of the package deal. Consider the world of crime and law enforcement. If injuries become temporary inconveniences rather than serious deterrents, would we see a spike in violent crime? A criminal shot during a robbery might think, no big deal, I'll just grow that leg back in a few weeks. The perceived consequences of engaging in risky or violent behavior could diminish significantly. Section 5, a double-edged scalpel, blessing or blunder. So we stand at a fascinating, if somewhat unnerving, crossroads. The prospect of human regeneration dangles before us like a miraculous, shimmering fruit. On one hand, the potential benefits are undeniably staggering, almost utopian in their scope. The end of organ transplant waiting lists, the complete healing of devastating injuries, the reversal of degenerative diseases. These are outcomes that could alleviate immense suffering and dramatically improve the quality of life for millions, perhaps billions of people across the globe. It's the kind of medical breakthrough that storytellers and scientists have dreamed about for centuries, a true game changer for humanity. The ability to mend ourselves so completely could redefine our relationship with our bodies and with mortality itself. Imagine a world with fewer disabilities where accidents don't necessarily lead to permanent loss. The psychological uplift, the restoration of hope and independence would be immeasurable.